Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Is everything up and running? I think it is. Okay, then. Hi, folks. Chocolate Yoddah here, spelled Yoddah, because film studios are litigious. Today is November 21st, 2021. I know this because the internet tells me so. And as always, the title of this talk comes from a song lyric. When I say I'm not creative, I'm not kidding. I can never come up with titles on my own. I always rely on what the topic reminds me of as a song lyric. So there's a Billy Joel song. Of course, it's Billy Joel. But there's a Billy Joel song called Half a Mile Away. And I think it's from 52nd Street. I could be wrong about that. But Half a Mile Away, when he says, there's got to be more to life than just try, try, try. And that lyric came to me basically because that's how I'm feeling these days. I'm feeling like, all I do is work. All I do is, just wake up, work, sleep, wake up, work, sleep. That's basically it. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I'm not dating anyone, which has been true for a year and a half now. Although that's actually something I enjoy. The fact that I'm not dating actually makes me happy, not having to deal with all of that. Before I continue, let's see. Joining me is Wandering Fool, who I believe was the first guest. Hello, Wandering Fool. Then Lindsay Hamilton and Stephanie Ann Webb. Hello, Stephanie. So, I do my best not to feel sorry for myself ever, because the fact of the matter is that most of my problems are first world problems. And before I forget, I'm simulcasting on YouTube. So if anybody wants to see my beautiful face as I speak, you can go to youtube.com/@thepersistentrumor. The Persistent Rumor, and click on the live tab, and there I'll be blathering on about nothing. But really, why I came to this feeling about trying all the time was kind of interesting, because I was in the shower, and normally, I turn on some music to start my day. Sorry, Boston. Sorry. But anyway, and I put on some music, and for whatever reason, I started crying while I was listening to the lyrics. And then another song came on, and I was crying again. And I had a funny thought, and I texted my second ex-wife about this. Hello, Janine. I said, is this what it's like to have a menstrual cycle? And she said, kind of. So yeah, I didn't, because it came out of nowhere. These are songs that I listen to pretty frequently, and I just heard them and started crying. And I don't mind that. Sometimes crying is very, very cleansing, especially since I wasn't crying over anything bad. It was just, emotional. But yeah, that, then I went with those emotions, and I was like, yeah, why am I feeling like this? And I didn't really know, and I don't know now why that happened, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm fine with it. But I just thought, man, this, I'm in the shower because I'm getting ready for work again, and I'm just going to go out tonight and do what I always do, and then come back exhausted and start it all over again. And it reminded me, or really just now, what I'm saying reminds me of the myth of Sisyphus. And for those of you who don't know, it is by Albert Camus. He was quite a controversial figure. He wrote a bunch of stuff, and one of the things he wrote was called The Myth of Sisyphus. And if you want to wrap your head around the character of Sisyphus very, very easily and in a very trite, facile way, think of Wile E. Coyote. Wile E. Coyote is Sisyphus because he's doing this thing over and over and over again that's fruitless. He's going after the roadrunner and he'll never catch him, but he keeps trying no matter what, right? But I'll tell you what the real story is. This is going to be the Reader's Digest version of it, of course. And, you'll have to trust that this talking monkey is going to deliver the goods. But, you've been warned. Anyway, so the gods were angry at Sisyphus because he was leading a very hedonistic and carefree, enjoyable life. And the gods thought that, hey, that belongs to us. We're the only ones that can live that way. Why is this filthy human, so happy all the time? Let's end that now, right? As jealous gods sometimes do. And they punished him. And his punishment was to be put at the foot of this hill with this giant boulder in front of him. And he had to dig his shoulder into the boulder. Sorry to rhyme there. Dig his shoulder into the giant rock. Pardon me. And push the boulder up the hill. Hold on, I got to clear my throat again. La 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 la. All right. Anyway, so you can tell I don't take myself very seriously, and honestly, why should I? But here he is, pushing this boulder up the hill, and when he gets it to the top of the hill, it just rolls back down again, and he has to walk down the hill and get in front of it again and push it back up the hill. And that's his punishment. But he defied the gods because they were expecting him to be miserable over this punishment. And what Sisyphus decided was that his life was not pushing the boulder up the hill, it was his walk back down the hill. Ah, interesting distinction. So, how can I apply this to my life right now? Because this might be the rest of my life. I have no idea. This could be the way things are for the rest of my life. I have a feeling I have fewer birthdays in front of me than I do behind me, but that's okay. That's, the persistent rumor of death. So let's presume that that's true, and let's also presume that the way my life is now is the way it's always going to be. So I can focus on the work, on the trudgery, on the effort, on the, fruitless cycle of, paying bills and being broke at the end of the month and then starting the month over again and paying bills and being broke at the end of the month, and if that's the case, what would be the smartest thing for me to do in terms of my own focus? Well, I can be like Sisyphus and decide to focus on other things. I can decide to focus on the people that I meet. I can decide to focus on how, when the light is just right, it's, I can catch the sunset in a stunningly beautiful way. Sometimes, on rare occasion, I catch the sunrise also. That's very rare, though. But, sometimes the light in the sky is better than anything that any painter has ever created. And I can just look at that. I can focus on the times when I'm alone and I get to turn my radio up in the car and sing very loudly and very badly at the same time and just enjoy that, I can focus on a few things. So I do my best not to focus on the negative. It's not always easy. Sometimes I get caught up, woe is me, isn't this terrible, blah, blah, blah. But then I remind myself that I'm single and very happy to be. Although, who knows, maybe one day I'll want to talk to a woman again. And the thing is, on a side note, I love women. It doesn't always sound like that. Hold on. Oh, yeah, beautiful. It doesn't always sound like I love women, but I do. But I want to make one thing very, very clear. While I do love women, I don't like them in general. And that brings me to another topic I just remembered, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, before the Turkey Holocaust that I do not participate in. But every year, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving is a tradition that started in 2011. It was started by the late great comedian Patrice O'Neill, who also died in 2011. And that year he released his breakout stand-up special called Elephant in the Room. And in it, he talks about Harassment Day. And I won't give it away because I won't be able to do it the service that he did, but watch the special, Elephant in the Room. I think it's on YouTube in full, but you can find it somewhere. And you'll know what Harassment Day is. And today is Harassment Day. So, gentlemen, happy Harassment Day. I hope it worked out for you. And for those who don't know what that is and will never know, too bad. I will reference whatever I like. Ha ha. Anyway, so that's it. That's what's on my mind. On Wisdom, a few more people have joined. We've got Marcy Ann, John X, Reggie Wood Woodson. Hello, hello, hello. And if anybody wants to come up on Wisdom, feel free. Who knows? Why would anybody join this talk? It's all over the place. But hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. But of course, if no one decides to come up on Wisdom, I will take that very personally and cry myself to sleep later. But I will also happily close out. So that was my idea, Try, try, try. Life sometimes is effort. There's I think it's a poem of sorts, and I forget the author. I believe he's from India or Pakistan, something like that. And he said, I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I woke and found that life was toil. I toiled and found that toil was joy. So there you have it, folks. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So that's it. Peace, love, and granola. Talk to you soon.